Everyman Driver Nation, what's happening? Welcome back to my channel. This week I have a 2017 Acura MDX Sport Hybrid, and this has all-wheel drive and the advanced package. There's also a technology package, but this is one step higher, the advanced package. And I'm gonna be honest, I'm a little intimidated by this review this week, and I think I'm gonna have to do some supplemental information on everymandriver.com because there's a lot going on, and I don't feel a week is enough time to get a real good grasp of what this car is all about. So join me as I go on a little bit of a drive and tell you what I have learned so far this week. Let's go. What are your thoughts on this nose? I really like it. I love this center of the grille with the major A for Acura. Reminds me of the Star Trek emblem. It really looks good. You can see there's a camera right here in the front too. There's also lights above and below. I like both of those. I just think it's a really nice, bold, stylish look here in the front. As you go around the edge, here's the hybrid logo, so you can distinguish between this and the non-hybrids. Smooth fenders here. As I go back here, check out the tail lights, rear exhaust right there. SH all-wheel drive, which stands for super handling all-wheel drive. There's your backup camera. It's got a really nice lift gate on it. One more external view before we get inside. It's a good looking car and it drives super smooth and quiet. So currently the vehicle is locked. I have the key fob right here, but I'm going to put it in my pocket. You have the lock, unlock, and hold for the trunk, or the lift gate that is. I'll put it in my pocket, and this is how you open it up. You simply put your hand in the handle. Watch what happens. Watch the side mirror. And I can open it up. This is an amazing luxury SUV, 3 rows, really nice in the interior. Let me just go ahead and open the back too while I'm here. I will give you a backseat legroom and headroom demo in a moment, well, in a few moments. I think I'm going to treat this more like a video blog than a review, but you will have information about this. And of course I will add some on everymandriver.com. So I push that button, and I have these down because I actually bought a lawnmower yesterday from Home Depot, which is in one big box, and I put it back here and there was plenty of room. So that's impressive to know how much space and I'll give you the details on how much cargo volume you have back here. So go ahead and close it up and go inside. Push button start. It is really quiet. Dual screens. Up here is going to be my map, and down here is all the infotainment, entertainment, settings, the way you pair your phone. And I have my USB port plugged in here, so here's my cable, and I'll plug my phone in that way. Different modes of driving, dynamic modes. I'm going to press this button here. Up in the instrument cluster, you can see the different modes that are popping up: Comfort, Normal, Sport, Sport Plus. The green icons there, adaptive cruise control and lane keeping assist. So the vehicle, I'm not saying it drives itself, but it gives you nice little warnings and a vibration in the steering wheel when you're going down the highway. And I think it's over 40 miles per hour, at least I've been testing that. Once you go over 40 and you go over the center line, it'll start to shake and bring you back, and it'll tell you that you're getting outside your lane. Really great safety feature. So you got over here on the left hand side, you get your lane departure clicked on, traction control, and so on. Steering wheel mounted controls, very easy to work with. I've got heated steering wheel here. There's this lane keeping assist, adaptive cruise control here, Bluetooth technology. This dial, you scroll up and down. I like this because it's not only here, it's up there, but that may seem kind of far away for you. So I like it right here, so I can just drive and use my thumb to turn the volume up or turn the volume down, versus having to put my hand here on the steering wheel and reach out, extend myself, keep my hand on the wheel, and just roll up the knob here. This side, this information is going to cycle through in the instrument cluster there, showing what my speed is, my range, my average miles per gallon. And I'll give you some more stats on average miles per gallon here a little bit. Park is just a press of a button, pop it in reverse here, and you'll see up in the screen a 360-degree camera, and that's where you saw on the nose, that camera just below the Acura icon gives me a front view. And then there's also options to go from different angles. So you can see I'm looking behind and all the way around. So I'll pop it back into park and the neutral, and there's drive and sport mode. So I hit it in drive and I would go forward, but we need to go backwards to get out of here. And this button here, I press the camera button and I can see different angles by pressing it. So individually, side to side, front and back, there you go. So that's just by pressing this button here. There's also a slider right here for the sunroof. You can also push and tilt it open, but it's raining right now, so I'm gonna go ahead and keep that closed and not open it up, but it is an option. A single glass sunroof, not a panoramic sunroof, not one for everybody, just the front two passengers. Would be nice to extend it back to the middle row, be kind of cool, but maybe something in the future for Acura and the MDX. One more thing here before we put it into drive, or reverse then drive. The rain is coming down, so I won't be outside the car until the rain starts slowing down. Anyways, I'm gonna use a different camera today, and a new camera that I got in the mail free from a company called Acura. And what I like about this, it's a dash cam video. So what I do, and I got it sent to me for free in exchange for just giving a shout out to you guys about using it. And I used this at Mudfest recently, and all I do is I pop it here on, I can put it, well, I'll put it on the windshield. I'll move the camera around here in a second. And I pop this into the USB port, and it automatically begins recording. It records in 3 minute, 5 minute, and 10 minute increments. You have to put an SD card in it, but then you can just download it to your computer, and it's great for safety. In fact, one of the first days I used it, it's fired up right now. One of the first days I used it, I was going around a corner, and a teenager, I know it was a teenager because I'm near a high school, they cut the corner and I had them on camera. It wasn't a problem, but I have this as a safety, and it records it, and pretty cool. Let me show you, I'm gonna turn the camera around so you can see what it is. So here it is, suction cup to my windshield. Go zoom in on it. You can see the forward facing camera and nothing's in its way, and it's automatically recording, and then I just kind of go through some of these numbers here, and I can see what I've recorded so far. So let me press this button here. Okay. And now here's some other footage that I've recorded, and some of this was earlier. So I'm gonna go up to it and press OK. And this is me going through the drive-through, obviously on a sunnier day. Press OK, and it just shows what I recorded. It's really nice. And you can have a timestamp on it or just no timestamp on it. It's a great compliment if you want to record where you're going, or if you're making car videos. It's a nice little easy second camera. Anyways, just want to show you that. So I'll be using this today when I'm recording some of this review and for future reviews. So just adjust it a little bit, and there you go. And it automatically records. So the 2017 MDX Sport Hybrid all-wheel drive is powered by a 3-liter VTEC V6 engine with variable cylinder management. So it's got this start-stop technology. So when you come to a stop right now, the engine will turn off, waiting for it. It's gonna recognize that I've come to a stop, and then turns off, and then it kicks back on. So you're gonna save on fuel economy. It's made it to a 7-speed dual clutch automatic transmission. We're going on the highway now. And fuel economy is very respectable, I think. 26 city, 27 highway. Now I've been averaging right in the low 20s, 23, 24 in mixed driving this week. Now power output is good too. With the engine alone, you're looking at 257 horses, 218 pound-feet of torque. But when you combine the hybrid engine, because of the combination of everything, it's over 300 horsepower, 318 and 289 pound-feet of torque, and it really gets up and goes. So there are 3 ways to open the lift gate of the MDX. There's a button right here inside the door panel. There is one here on the key fob, which I showed you earlier. Press and hold that. The third way is just below the Acura icon to the left of the backup camera. Press the button here. It's going to pop up for us. Now, 3 rows of seats. In our case, we've got the captain's chairs in the middle. Behind this back row of seat, which I'm not very impressed with, only 15 cubic feet of volume. There is a spot just below here for additional cargo volume, so that's a nice little bonus, which I think is smart because it has this lid here so it can stay out of the view of anyone who might be peeking in your vehicle. We fold these down, pull this latch right here, press forward. That's very simple. Now you increase it to 38 cubic feet of volume. And again, I bought a lawnmower from Home Depot yesterday, and I was able to put it in here. It's funny how you can buy a lawnmower in a box now. So it fit in here perfectly, slid it in, no problems. Now you can fold that back row, or the middle row that is, fold those down. You increase it to 68 cubic feet of volume, and you can do that just by going in here. And there's a button here on the back of the seat. I can press it once. It'll slide it forward, put it back. There's also a latch just to the left of it, which lays it flat. Now you increase it to that 68 cubic feet of volume. I'll show you on both sides. I'll pull it down below here, and there you go. So I'll put it right back up because I'm going to do a back seat legroom and headroom demo in just a moment. So there you go. I'm not super impressed with the back row of cargo volume behind when you pull these up at 15. But it depends on how many people are going to be hauling around in this SUV. So when you're ready to go away, press that button there, it'll close down. So let's go inside now, and I'll show you the back seat legroom and headroom. Now, I did say the middle row had captain seats or captain's chairs. What I really meant to say was the fact that this is not a full bench seat. They're 2 independent chairs, so maybe by definition they are captain's chairs, but there's no easy pass-through like some vehicles would have to walk between these seats. Instead, you have a really great armrest with cup holders, a slider here, and some more storage there. So I think I might want to go for this versus the easy pass-through. So I'm 5'11", and here's my position as a driver up front. I really love this advanced package they included on the MDX because leather seats, compartment here, nice little indent. So if you see me from this side, you can maybe be able to see how much room I have, which is about that much. But one thing that stands out as a negative, or could be better, is the fact this door doesn't open out 90 degrees. It's more like 50, 60, 70 degrees. So getting in, you have a little less room. If it was swung out a little bit more, that would be a little bit easier. You do have these sunshades too on this vehicle. Okay, headroom, a slight indent in the roof line. There's a speaker here, by the way. Slight indent in the roof line. So comfort-wise, I'm good. Plus, the seat has some travel. A lot of travel in the front, and I can go all the way back here. And then getting to this side, easy to maneuver from this seat to this seat for passengers of my size. Again, 5'11", and I got plenty of room. And there are 4 O-blank handles all the way around here on the inside. And because of what we have here with this luxury, we've got climate controls back here, and the seats are heated, or at least you have the access to increase the heat. Turn up the heat on your booty. All right, let me make my way to the back. I'll show you what that looks like, which is not fantastic, but you can make it back there, most likely for the smaller adults and kids. So as I showed you earlier, there's a button behind the seat. There's also one down below, and they do the same thing. So I'm gonna just press the one down below, and getting in is really easy. Getting in is really easy. Now I bring this upright. Again, seat travel there. A lot of room for travel, so I can adjust mine. The thing is, my knees are up pretty high in the back. So there is a downside to the room for a full-size adult in the back, but you can definitely get 2 full-size adults back here. So seating, I would say, comfortable for the most part of people 6 feet and under for 6, but then you can get 3 kids back here or smaller adults in the 3rd row. There you go. And headroom, a little bit on the tighter side, but naturally, since it slopes a little bit, you're gonna have a little less headroom. Okay, there you go. Press the button here, and now I can get out. Yeehaw! On a personal note, before I leave, the rain is coming down again. This is one of the roads that I ride my bike on all the time. Here is what part of Eastern Washington looks like. Just some nice open roads, plenty of beautiful scenery, nothing in the way, clouds in the distance. Anyways, this is one of the places I ride my bike when I'm training for triathlons and getting in some fun exercise. Anyways, personal note, let's go, get back inside, it's starting to rain. Like I said earlier, this is kind of an intimidating review because there's so many cool qualities about this car. And I feel like I just can't do it justice with only a week of driving it in this short video. So I'm going to complement it with more information on everymandriver.com within this overall review. The other vehicles that compete with this one include the Audi Q7, Volvo XC90, the Infiniti QX60, Lexus GX, and Lincoln MKT. In fact, I posted a picture of all 6 of these vehicles, including the MDX, on my Instagram account, so check it out. I'm posting all the time, and we've got a pretty good following there. So I asked people, which one do you think I'm reviewing next? And I had the MDX in there, but it was also highlighted so people kind of figure out what it was. Now, the MSRP on this vehicle is over $58,000, right around the $58,000 mark. But with the MDX in 2017, the range is between $45,000 and $60,000. Depends on whether you go with the hybrid or the non-hybrid. I like the hybrid, and I wish I had more time with it because it is so quiet. It's responsive with all that horsepower. Really easy to drive around corners. It gets up to speed on a highway. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate your feedback, and thank you for subscribing and being a loyal fan of the Everyman Driver Network. I will see you next time with another review. Thanks for watching. Adios. Hey guys, it's Dave. I just want to say thanks once again for supporting Everyman Driver and watching my videos. Can you do me a small favor? The next time you're in the market for a new or used car and want to schedule a test drive or just want to get a really great price quote from a dealership of your choice in your zip code, click on the link below and fill out a short form. It's car.show/everymandriver. Now it's totally free to you and there's no obligation whatsoever to buy or lease anything. It's just a quick and easy way for you to help support my work and keep this channel going. There's also a free phone number, 844-765-0610, and you can talk to a car segment specialist for car shopping advice and direction. That call is also free to you. The link again, car.show/everymandriver. I'd really appreciate it. Thanks again.